Hello, my name is Abe, and welcome back to Monster Train. I feel like it's been a little while since I've played this game, but I think I say that every single time I play Monster Train because that's usually how it is. I don't play a lot of this game anymore, but whenever I sit down and I want to try to be productive with my day, I like to start my recordings with something that I can do very easily. Something that I know that's gonna be fun. I'd like to try to do some more Let's Look At soon, so hopefully I can do some of those tonight. Actually, right now Steam is offline, so I can't install anything that's not currently installed on my computer. But Monster Train is a good warm-up game for me when I'm trying to record stuff on my own. So why don't we play a run? I don't think there's anything really for us to do except random runs and then try to get some of those cards golded or gilded that we do not have gilded yet. We have a few to go. There we go. A few from every clan and even a couple of colorless cards, I believe. Still need to be divine mastered. So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna play a random run and we'll see how it goes. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of Alt Umbra recently. I would like to maybe get that champion, or Primary Wormkin is pretty fun and pretty strong, but we'll just do a random run and see what we get. Covenant 25, I think. Yep. All right. Depart these runs. We are, oh my god, it actually worked. Alt Umbra with Hellhorn. It's exactly what I wanted. Seraph the Patient, incredibly annoying, but armor allows us to stay alive on his big attacks, and we have damage shield, which is very good for canceling his big melee weakness hits. And then of course, there's that one, I don't even remember, but in my head I have this memory of a bug with damage shield melee weakness, where if you have damage shield exactly equals to 1, it'll block the melee weakness, but I don't know if that's accurate or not. I just have that memory in my mind. Talos the Architect is pushback, very annoying, and Fell, rage, additionally annoying, because that is the highest damage Fell that we can get. Multi-strike when we have more than 50 pact shards. So this is gonna be a tough run. Immortal trait I like, Fortify, it's okay. Ember Forge, pretty garbage, but maybe we can, put that essence into another unit and make something happen. Demon units get multi-strike or consume heal. Demon units get multi-strike is very good. Do we want the pact shards? Because we have plinks and torches, we can very easily kill low HP units. I think we'll take the pact shards for the cash. And we want status effect transfer HP or damage H, or just damage, I should say. Buffet is the other scaling one, right? Doesn't Superfood gain a whole bunch of damage shield? Let me look at the logbook real quick for this one. It is boss. Yeah, eventually we can get damage shield 4, but I think that's pretty, well, I was gonna say I think that's pretty terrible. I think it's not actually that terrible. If you can apply status effects to Primordium, they'll get transferred. Things like multi-strike mean that every turn this guy is alive, you get multi-strike on whatever unit's being gorged. You could take 1 level of this and then, buffet 8, such that if you have multi-strike, then you have, that multi-strike being transferred 8 times. But 3 levels in Superfood, this is only 12 damage shield. Unless you can apply more damage shield to Primordium. But I think aggressive edible is what we want. More damage. That's pretty much the key to the kingdom. As far as I know, admittedly, I don't know. I've never really built a working superfood Primordium. I don't know how to even begin to build that. Okay, this is pretty garbage for our opening hand. I guess what you could do is put Infinity Lifesteal on something, and then have that superfood just be eaten over and over and over again. Wow, really? I just don't have any units in my deck, apparently? Little rough, but I tell you what. I guess I will... I mean, even playing the morsels just doesn't matter at all. And you don't eat. So, like, I guess we'll just do this, even though this is absolutely, like, atrocious. At least we're killing the gold, but thank you. That's all I needed. So I will play you, I will play you. Now we actually have some damage out there. I guess armor is a status effect. So in theory, if you armor up your Primordium, you can get... I hate that you're hitting me for, well, 6, but not much we can do about that. 5, 6. 2 train stewards will kill one of you. So we'll do that. Although, maybe we can get value out of a plink, but I'd rather just kill them as they move up. And then, you know, just plink them and then get extra energy next turn, get rid of this, give you even more armor. I'm hopeful that you will be able to kill this enemy, especially if we have a tank in front of you, which we do. And then we can just give you the immortal trade, give you the armor, and then we are winning. Beautiful. We need a demon in this deck. But yeah, I've never really made a superfood run work. I understand it. You know, you apply rage or damage shield or, that's the wrong button, or immortal trade lifesteal, and I suppose fortify armor as well. And then that's getting transferred to the Eaton unit every single turn. You're getting a whole bunch of stats for free, or stacks, I should say, stacks of stats. But you only get maximum 8 turns because you have to take buffet to make the unit last longer. You don't care about stats, you care about the status effects, I suppose. Damage shield is good, but you'd still, I think, prefer to have as many turns of that as possible. But then when your unit dies, that's it. I don't know. I guess I just don't understand it, I suppose. I understand it in theory. I see, you know, pictures all the time of, or screenshots of people who are like, I made a 9,000 times 99 damage unit by just stacking up buffs on Primordium, but I'm like, how do you build up to that? How do you survive early in your run to get to that point? What cards do you have in your deck to start with? What are you doing over the course of your run? Are you just getting very lucky and making an ideal run happen, or do you actually have like a certain strategy that you employ to try to make that a reliable outcome for taking superfood? I don't know. I feel like I just have better results taking damage because, hey, it's damage. You can just put it on a tanky unit, lifesteal it up, or damage shield it, and then, hey, you're good to go. Speaking of, Prismal Dust is very good. I think we would prefer that. I don't think we really need too many. We do need morsels eventually. So packed morsels is pretty decent, but so is this. You know, I'm gonna go packed morsels. It's always a good card to have. And then, let's go Hornbreak. Targeted piercing damage would be really nice to have. And, you know, this is a very interesting situation. I kind of feel like going Hellhorn here. That being said, as I take a sip of my coffee, what are we really looking for? Unit melding is down here. We can get up to 2 Hellhorn units on our path here. You know, what are we looking for out of a banner? You know, we could get, okay, let's just look. Units, Hellhorned Demon. Apex Imp, of course, but Deranged Brute, that would be a really nice one to have multi-strike on. Branded Warrior is kind of trash. Horned Warrior, another stack of multi-strike would be really, really nice. Alpha Fiend, scales nicely. Steelworker, a good tank. Consumer of Crowns, Demon Fiend, a little too expensive, and Rail Beater. The strike value is pretty okay, but otherwise not that good. So we would be looking for like 5 or 6 out of these units. We'd probably get it. We can upgrade our plinks to be better. You know what? I'm going this path. Deranged Brute Alpha Fiend. Interesting. The Rage is really valuable. It is. Very, very valuable. But here's what I'm thinking. If we get our super champion getting plus 40 attack, do we really need the Alpha Fiend or the Deranged Brute scaling that much in damage? Well, yes, the more damage the merrier. Do we have any rage in the deck now? No. Will we get some? Maybe. What about the Alpha Fiend, though? They have the same HP. The strike value means it will scale more. We don't have any room for more morsels on the Alpha Fiend's floor until this thing, you know, gorges fully. But the damage is really high. So this is a very interesting one. It's a tempting decision. It's a questionable decision. I don't know what to take. The Deranged Brute, I imagine, might be better. We'll probably get Rage in the deck. It's smaller. It's cheaper. Alpha Fiend scales. But, and it's got multi-strike built in. Ugh. I don't know what the power rankings of the units are. That's another thing. We can take capacity so that we can put the Alpha Fiend and then more morsels behind him. But the Deranged Brute is rare. Which is affecting my decision a little bit. You know, a rare unit, you think you'd rather take this, right? Rage is an additional plus 3 per stack. You know what? Let's go with him. We'll go for the rare unit, and then maybe, just maybe, we can get rage cards in this deck and then build him and then have just absurd damage output. Nothing worth engage packing. We've got this Ember Forge. We didn't even play him on the last fight, but we didn't really even draw him until the very end. Plus 30 attack, magic power. On Hornbreak, that's pretty good, but I think it's unnecessary on Hornbreak. What do we want first? Probably just better planks. I hate to say it. We'll upgrade Hornbreak first, and I'll make it free. Always worth playing. We don't need permafrost on anything. Holdover, I was thinking about this. A holdover immortal trade is insane. Lifesteal on Fortify, it's probably not that worthwhile. But do we really need holdover on any of these? Probably not. So we'll just go with a Clink. Make it free so it gets out of the deck, and feel like we're not really doing anything right now. We're just kind of in a holding pattern, waiting for better cards to show up, but oh well. Enemy units appear in each floor. We got Plinks, and they're gonna have 1 HP anyways, so. Only these guys are gonna start scaling. So at the very least, we know what we're drawing early. So we'll go Deranged Brute. Primordium. You are taking quite a bit of damage. Hornbreak is 30 damage. I don't think we need to worry about killing these units. I think that you can just come out here and die. I really don't care. I think we just want to reduce the damage that you take. And then once we get Plinks, you know, these enemies are going to die pretty quickly. Beautiful. I will just play a Plink up here. I could Ember Drain you to give you lifesteal, but you're just going to burn it all on this turn. We might just want to wait for later on that, which means we can get extra energy or life. You know, we can just give you a lifesteal. That's fine. You don't get stronger when you kill a unit, so I'll let you kill the morsels. Currently doing 66 damage. That's good enough. I guess we'll play the Ember Forge for 1 turn. We'll buff you. You're all dying, which is beautiful. Wipe you. Give you some stats. You'll stay alive. You lifestealed back up to full health. We have a 100 damage unit. That's very good. You're all dead. You're dying. I guess you can tank. We're doing 20 damage. Not amazing. But, you know, we're gonna make it through this combat easily enough. You know what? Fair enough. All right, I mean, that didn't go too badly at all. It's easy right now, mostly because of this Gurg's Goad. But it's gonna get harder as time goes on, of course. There is a Rage Imp, which I think I'm gonna grab. It is a endless target. We can have it come out repeatedly on a combat and then keep buffing our unit. That's pretty good. We should upgrade units, but I would like to get an Umbra. What would I be looking for out of Umbra? Let me take a look. Of course, rare units would be freaking fantastic, but Umbra, honestly, I'm looking because it's been a while for me. On Umbra, we would be looking for, well, really, it's Morsel Maker, Shadow Siege, Morsel Maid, Overgorger, and pretty much that's it. Would I rather just upgrade a unit and then get like 2 unit drafts down here? Geez, I don't know. When's the next unit upgrade? Down here with card removal. We could probably survive a few combats, so maybe it is worth trying to look for a unit and get a free artifact out of it. I'm gonna do it. I want to see what we get. Spells get an extra upgrade slot. Friendly units enter with armor 5. So, Scorched Steel means that your morsels might live if there's like spikes or sweep. I don't know how much we're gonna be relying on the morsels though. Spells getting an extra upgrade slot. Right now my spells all suck. So we'll go for the armor 5. Morsel Maker, Shadow Eater. Well, at the very least, this is something that I was interested in. We can meld the Morsel Maker into a Deranged Brute. I don't know if we want that though, because we want Rage to increase the damage, not +6/+6, but this is healing and stats every turn. And I could meld and then dupe the Deranged Brute and then just have multiple of them in the deck. So I think I'm gonna do that. And then if we luck into duplication, we can duplicate Deranged Brute 100 times and then just have a bunch of them in the deck. I think this is acceptable. I don't think it's particularly amazing, but I always want to run that gamble on the Concealed Caverns just in case we get something fantastic. This is infinity energy, so we'll take that and then we'll leave. I don't know. I really don't. There's like certain cards and units in the game, units specifically, that I know how to build a run around. And if I get those, I'm like, oh sweet, I know how to win this run. And if I don't get those, I'm like, oh crap, I don't know how to win this run. This feels like one of those situations, of course. I'm okay putting Primordium in the back and having it get shuffled. The armor sucks, but no, not much we can do. Primordium is gonna die in a couple of turns anyways. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. It's already gonna survive this wave and then get gorged completely, so we don't need to do anything about that floor. We'll just put armor on you and then, I mean, if we get lucky, get some more energy and more stats. We're relying entirely on one unit to kill everything. But then we have don't forget about the Fledgling Imp, of course. Just don't put it in the front. We can put it in the back. I suppose we'd rather not. As weird as that is. Like, I suppose we would much rather, Are you gonna get to 50 damage? Yeah, we'll put you here. We'd rather play this imp on a future turn. Guess I'll hit you. We should have played the, Train Steward, of course. But we want to play that on a future turn, closer to Relentless, I suppose. I mean, I don't foresee us dying. I really just wanted it to kill one of those units, and it didn't. You can block 2 hits, and just try to hit you. Took 5, it's fine. We got unlucky on the plink. I guess we do have a ton of energy. We could play Prismal Dust here. What else are we gonna do with our turn? Basically nothing, so you know what? There you go. I got no idea. Because we have damage shield, this is the best outcome. don't want to play a train steward in front. I would rather just play a train steward to die. I mean, the boss will die. You want to play an Ember Forge to just like tank up? You know what I do? Oh, it's not gonna live. It's gonna, it's not gonna die. It's gonna live because it's gonna tank all of the hits and have 5 armor. But you know, I suppose that's still better than anything. You know, saves 3 damage shield. You have 5 HP. Whatever. I mean, pretty easy combat. We are doing 188 damage per turn. It's pretty good on 1 unit. Double armor. We're not really building armor. Impalade, I have 1 imp. Shroud Spike, I guess we'll trigger feeding. It's a good card. It really is. We don't have room for the Demon Fiend anymore, but we might be able to meld this in something else. It's too expensive to play, although we do have Abandoned Stave. So we can either go to the right and get a Hellhorn unit, or go left and duplicate our current unit, who has no rage gain. We need to find those rage-enabling cards in the deck. Demon Fiend is multi-strike 1. 4 energy is just too expensive. I love the raw stats though, 30-30, but we have nothing to put this unit inside of, and if we go down the right path and get another Hellhorn unit, I mean, we can't really take 2 Demon Fiends. We would have to be we would be looking for like another Alpha Fiend, but we already have a unit that scales beyond 30-30 after 5 turns, so do we really need a Demon Fiend? I think I'd rather just duplicate the unit we currently have, so I think I'm gonna skip. But we will go capacity, because we do need it. We'll go left. Yeah, I need another unit, so we're gonna dupe the unit that we currently have. I don't know if this is gonna work, by the way. We need to upgrade this unit too, but luckily they scale. I don't want you to live longer, I want you to die, so there's more room. We don't need more money at this point. We have to get some unit upgrades soon. Oh boy. Enemy units appear on each floor. We definitely want to turn this on because these units are insanely easy and they don't do any damage. But these guys will scale. Maybe we're okay. You know, I can kill you guys with a plink. We want to play on the bottom here then. Although you're gonna, oh man, maybe we do want to play on the top. We can heal up with lifesteal, but we gotta kill these guys as they move up. Best I can do is like 10 damage to you, and you have regen. So yeah, we do have to play on the top, which is fine. So morsels go out, Deranged Brute goes out, Primordium goes out. So you're gonna get 20. You're gonna get plus 40. So you're gonna be a 50 times 2, and then Primordium's also gonna hit for 20. So these units are dead as they move up. We don't need to hit them with a Horn Break. I'd be much better off wiping you, and then maybe being able to get a Plink next turn. I mean, we probably will, but if we get 2 Plinks, that would be even better. So maybe we will just hit you with this just to maybe kill you, but it saves us a little bit of damage on the top floor, but we didn't even get a Plink, so I don't even think we can get the gold. A torch doesn't even do it. You know what I need? I need a morsel that, oh, you know what? No, we can just play the Deranged Brute. That'll kill him. That'll kill them all. It'll kill them all. Yeah, okay. So Deranged Brute goes out. Now you're all dying. That's a spell shield, not a damage shield. We're taking a little damage, absolutely. No one's gonna say that we're not taking a little damage. Kind of a waste of lifesteal morsels, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Torching costs us damage. I guess we'll dump a Train Steward and maybe purge your damage shield. One of the good Plinks might be able to kill him now. So we're actually 65 times 2. I didn't consider in the resolve triggers, but there was no need to, since I knew that we would get the lethal on this guy eventually. Real question is, do we play the armor on the front unit or the back unit? I think we play it on the back unit, because when we get lifesteal, this guy's gonna heal up to full anyways. I'd rather have him heal up more HP and give the armor to someone who can maybe live for a few more turns. We'll do it like this. Train Steward again, I think we just want it to die. We can't kill you, can't kill any of you. So throw those out there. We do need draw, but I think the capacity was important because we needed both. Well, we don't need both of our units on the same floor, but we would prefer both of our units on the same floor. So you can heal up. And again, I think we just want big damage shield on the unit behind. We want the front unit to tank and lifesteal it up, ideally. 21 damage times 2. Well, we could get a kill. Well, goodbye your Shroud Spike. Unfortunate. You have lifesteal, so you're healing up to full regardless. Let's, I guess we can just put a Train Steward out. Not good luck on the draw. We need that card to be permafrosted. That's really what it comes down to. And I didn't even look at the boss we were fighting, by the way. Even if we were fighting the one that scaled every floor, I would have expected us to be fine. Now you're all dead. And then here, I don't know, wipe you. We're gonna have some garbage added to our deck, but we've got the energy for it. Still do it like this. If we draw the, wow. If we draw the lifesteal, we want the armor to be on the unit behind. Man, this deck currently kind of sucks. More morsels would be really nice to have. We don't really need more energy, so we're gonna go Gem Trove, even though it's expensive. We can kind of afford it. Double Rage. You know, it's weird because it is kind of what we're looking for, but we don't have any Rage Enabler except for one Imp. So do you go for Branding Right for a little bit of armor? This is a weird one, but I think this might be a skip. Last Stand can be great, but I only have Fledgling Imp. It's a good card to put minus energy, or minus mana cost on, but we have Shroud Spike, which could accept that. Gem Trove. I'd play Gem Trove for 4. I'm not gonna play this for 4. It's rare, I'm gonna take it, even though I don't love it. Units cost -4. Friendly units get +10, enemy units get -2. I guess we'll go for the +10. I think that's worth 25 gold. I have 700 and nothing really to buy, unfortunately. We have to come here. My God, we have to come here. Large Stone. I think that's a trap. Rage 7, I think, is also a bit of a trap, and +10 is not what we're looking for. These are terrible upgrades. We do have more Merchant of Steel coming up, and we're gonna have to go to them to try to look for more upgrades, so I think we just re-roll this immediately. Multi-strike is something. 25 HP. I suppose we would like to have a unit a little bit tankier. And then that's it. Summon abilities trigger an additional time or morsel every turn. Now this is interesting because they're both great. Summon abilities will only apply to the Imp, but it is double summon and double rage, but a morsel every turn means that we can finally hit Shroud Spike. So I think we're gonna go morsel every turn, even though I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 get. I think it's the best thing that we've got. Major refraction, minor refraction. This is also very interesting. We could have large stoned a deranged brute. We could have. But if we make one of them small, tiny little small guy, then we can dupe at the very end and get 2 really tiny small guys. Or we major refraction, make it +2. Nah. As good as this is, +30, +30. We gain those stats every turn. I think we just want a multitude of units. So I think we do want minor refraction. I think we want minor refraction on probably the multi-striker. You can go in front and just be a tank, possibly. Although a minor refraction Emberforge is very tempting. Nah. Yeah, we'll go minor multi-striker. What I worry is, I worry about damage being dealt, but with lifesteal and damage shield, I think we can keep our unit alive. It's gonna be really tight on the Seraph the Patient fight. Maybe what we need is, well, more damage shield and then more damage spells. We have one targeted damage spell in the deck. But that Seraph the Patient fight, I mean, there's 100 damage coming in every turn, which we gotta do something about. But yeah, we'll do this. I mean, of course I wish I had put Large Stone on one of those units, but I mean, I'm the one who says it. I like playing the odds. What did I not do? I didn't play the odds. So be it, I guess. Vengeful Shards are fine. We should dump really the torches and the planks. We have too many spells. Like the units, I can throw them out to die. I don't care. The spells do have to go, though. In fact, I'm gonna spend a little bit more money. Get rid of a torch. That's probably good enough. I do need to get more upgrades in the future. Spell Shield 2, 150 gold. That's not gonna be too much of a problem, you know? Our units will do enough damage. But yeah, we should have, I suppose we should have Large Stone unit, made one tank, and then hopefully lucked into the lower capacity. I don't know. I think we'll be fine regardless. I will give you 4 damage shield though. I mean, these units are going to die pretty nicely. And hey, here's 10 damage shield. But you've got to go out first. Hold on. You go out. Then you go out. Then get 10 damage shield. 8 damage shield. We'll take 2 damage. I don't care. Sweet. I mean, this is kind of what I'm hoping for out of the build now. We don't need to permafrost that Shroud Spike. It's always playable. We've got good rage gain. In fact, we can maybe play this here and then double the rage, and yeah, that's probably what we should do. The Imp will die. We won't be able to play the Morsel for damage shield, but I mean, do we really need the damage? We probably don't need the damage. We don't need the damage shield though. The Imp is a damage shield, so we'll play this. Double the rage, and you have a harvest trigger. You don't. Yeah, this is fine. If we wanted to, we could play the Emberforge up here. It will tank all of the damage. Probably not gonna work, you don't expect it to. Or we can let the damage shields go. I mean, I think you just put down the Emberforge. Or do you? You could just put down a Train Steward to block 1 hit. This will block. I think we do want to keep gorging. Oh, you're tanking both hits. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah. You, I think I just want you to die. The Emberforge is not a very good card. It's too big. It's not a banner unit. It's not good enough. Because of your damage shield, Fortify is still great on you, I think. This preserves 1 damage shield. Yeah, I think that's fine. Horn Break, we can have it preserve a damage shield. So there you go. Now you get around the damage shield very easily, unfortunately. But I think we do enough damage. I mean, 36, 46, 56 damage. We already have more than that amount of HP, and we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 damage in a turn. You're pretty much gonna die in 1 turn. So we are in the clear, I think. Let's give everyone some damage shield and more cells. I'd love to be able to actually kill one of you with a plink or with a torch, I don't care. I know we removed plinks and torches, but you know, there's a reason for that. We don't need them. Yeah, we're set. And if we duplicate the other deranged brute, again, we have a unit that scales in 2 different ways. Well, 3 different ways. Morsels, champion, and rage if we can get some rage cards. This is why I'm not a big fan of, just build a rage deck for Hellhorned and you can't lose. You know, you gotta play the run that the game gives you, and if you know and believe and have won with rage before, you might not get any rage in your deck. You might not be able to make it work. That's why I put the Morsel Maker in the Brute and I'm using Damage Primordium. You know, I'm playing the odds. The odds of, I think this is more reliable than Superfood. I stand by the decision to use the Deranged Brutes though, because clearly we have enough damage that the strike gain it doesn't really matter that much. And they're scaling in health pretty nicely thanks to the Morsel Maker bonus. Here I do kind of like a Crucible Extension. Means we can take draw, and Flame is a very good card as well. So we can get some rage gain happening. We're adding cards to the deck, but we're removing cards as well. We do have to go here. We're looking for quick. Even on the Deranged Brute, I think that's fine. But I think we want quick. Endless on the Imp is good as well. If we get a large stone, do we want to put it on the Brute? We could. Multi-strike. Yeah. I think that's okay. And I think we do want to purge a couple of these Train Stewards. They do make good damage shields, but I realize now that we actually have morsels every turn to act as damage shields. We don't need the Train Stewards at all. So we did get another large stone, which is a little sad because this is not exactly what I'm looking for. We also got plus 25 HP, which kind of is what I'm looking for. I mean, in theory, like I could make the Imp large and then use this as a tank. It will fit behind the Deranged Brutes. We have the capacity for it in most situations. It's a weird play, but if we get Endless, we just need to save 2 capacity for rage gain tank every turn. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I think we can probably do it. It also means I'm spending my money right now. Now we might want to make the Deranged Brute very tanky instead of looking for like a quick or anything, because a tanky Brute can, well, tank. Go here. I mean, this is pretty much what I wanted. Maybe we should have upgraded him with the HP first, but I wanted to see what we got here. But having a HP in the Deranged Brute, we're gonna duplicate this one. This is totally acceptable. Yes, it would have been better on the one that I was gonna make a tank. I suppose I'm not playing the odds correctly. I think that's what it boils down to. This is incorrect odds playing. So what do we have? 2 of these coming up. We need to hit 100 Pact Shards. We are going to go here and dupe, because there's no dupe between now and then. And we need a 3rd unit, I think, for the floor. So let's upgrade you with HP. You're now a good tank. And then let's re-roll. And we did get Endless, and we're gonna put it on the Imp. So I think I pretty much got what I was looking for. We have a lot of cash still, but I think I'd like to save it and do some upgrades. And with 2 of these coming up, let me think. Worst case scenario, I can put the Train Steward in the Imp for 25. That puts us to 90, and then we can just take a Purge upgrade. So yeah, I'm not gonna upgrade any of our spells. I don't see the need to. I really don't. Upgrade my spells. Why? What am I looking for? Plus 10 magic power and piercing on a plink is not incredible. I'm kind of just... I'm building tanks. I'm building a very tanky run. My run is... I have a lot of HP, some lifesteal, some damage shield, and then that's what we're doing. It's kind of working, though. All right, morsel, fruit. Might as well inflame you. You know, it's fine. You're all gonna die when you move up anyways. Now, we didn't get quick on anybody. We are building a very tanky sort of situation here. The imp does need to go out, though. It doesn't really matter where, so I'm just gonna play you here. Then, we can gain a whole bunch of energy. You know what I need? A second Shroud Spike. Then we permafrost them. Then we hold them for here. Let's see what we get out of this. Lifesteal or damage shield? Probably the HP. If you're going to be a tank, I'll take the 2 damage. If you're gonna be a tank, probably the raw HP then. So we'll do it like this. 138 health. We'll give you 1 lifesteal. You're living, which is kind of absurd. You might as well get a little bit more stats. But then once this imp dies, now that our champion's dead, there's room on the top floor. We'll play the imp, start scaling rage. It'll tank a whole bunch, and then we should be good. 2 HP unit. Didn't get it, that's fine. You don't need it, you need it. You can tank. You have lifesteal, no reason to play the Immortal Trade. We could play it, but I'd rather save the energy to maybe get more damage shield. 169 HP on the frontline unit. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work on the, like this. I'll use sweep, but it doesn't matter. I don't know how it's gonna work on the... Yeah, this is good. On the patient fight, the Seraph the patient fight, because that's always a pain in the ass. If we draw our units well enough, get the imp to start tanking shots, and then we can damage shield and lifesteal our units behind, I think that'd be acceptable. I think we'd be okay. Well, it's fine. I mean, as is, everything's going just fine. The boss is gonna do 60 damage per turn, but we do enough damage to kill you. Oh, excuse me. You're not even killing my imp yet. I could kill my imp and then take 1 damage shield. You know what we should do? Because you sweep, we'll do it like this. And we preserve that damage shield. I really want to keep that morsel alive, that morsel minor, but I guess we'll just do it like this. Should have maybe played the Vengeful Shard, but it's 2 damage. We didn't lose any damage shield from the... What is your name? Clipped Guardian. Emberforge. Now we still want the imp, but you do it like this. Should probably double rage at this point. Oh, geez, I mean, we have 1600 damage per turn now. I feel like... Never listened to the Emberforge being played. It's a very loud unit. Everything seems like it's going just fine. We have a ton of damage. The rage gain is working with an endless imp. 14 times 3, so 14, 28, 40, 42? That keeps you alive for 1 hit. And the boss is done in 1 turn. So all we have to do is survive Seraph the Patient, and I think we're in the clear. Big what if, you know, oh, what if you can survive? Well, yeah, you're not wrong. What if we can survive? Spell upgrades would be nice. I would love to get some holdover. Now that we have good spells, I would love to get holdover. Permafrost on the Shroud Spike, of course. I mean, a holdover Shroud Mitosis, we can guarantee the morsels every turn because we get one for free. So that would be a very, very good upgrade target. Double stack Shroud Spike or Prismal Dust would be fine. Cheaper. A cheaper Gem Trove. Could get some relics. I don't know what we would be looking for. I also want to see what we get out of the cavern. Let's upgrade first. Permafrost. So do you permafrost the Shroud Spike, or do you just play it when it shows up and do you permafrost the Prismal Dust? That way you can hold it, play it on a turn in which you have a lot of energy or when you need to stay alive. Or Immortal Trade. I think you permafrost Prismal Dust. I think Shroud Spike, you can just play it when it shows up. Upgrade a Plink. -1. You know, before we upgrade anything else, let me look at this real quick. Because I was gonna say, if we could, I would like to get Spell Chain Shroud Spike. And maybe we should have actually looked at that first, because a Spell Chain Shroud Spike permafrosted means when you have 2 morsels in hand, one of them's an energy morsel, you then dupe the energy morsel, and then you get double energy for the other Shroud Spike. Intrinsic, we really don't need it. Maybe Prismal Dust. This would be if you actually had the champion where you could transition stats over. We don't have it, but then you could transition the stats over to the, all the damage shield over to another unit, but we'll just take aggressive, high damage. The other one was buffet. Yeah, that's not what we want, actually. Not what we want at all. So this was intrinsic, and what was the other one? Already forgot about it. Plus 30 magic power. Don't really care. So -1. I'll put that on. I'll put it on a Prismal Dust. Why not? Remove consume. Last Stand could work for this, but I don't think it's what we're looking for. I'm gonna make a -1 on this. Because if we put that on, you know, we could make the Shroud Spike not consume. Because we already have enough damage. I didn't find any quick on unit upgrade paths. We might get quick here, but it's gonna be too late because I've already upgraded everything, but we didn't get quick, so we don't really need the rage gain. We clearly have enough damage. We're gonna purge a probably bad Plink. Not a good Concealed Caverns, of course. There's a lot of just junk Concealed Caverns, and there's a lot of Concealed Caverns that are completely and totally game-breakingly good. Why not? You know, if you get a, I think that's fine. If you get a Concealed Caverns that you multiply one spell in your deck by 5, that's insane. If you get the Concealed Cavern of make a unit 1 capacity, or you make the unit +30, +30, +2, the max reflection and the min reflection. That's amazing. You get purge 1 card, and you're like, well, at least it's something. At least it's literally not nothing. We do not care about an intrinsic. We don't really care about the magic power either. Really, I just want to purge cards out of my deck. I think we're still gonna go Hellvent to duplicate our unit. Goodbye, Merchant of Magic, but maybe we can get a trinket. Oh, I'm dumb. By duplicating, you only get 15 pack shards. So we're gonna have to spend some money. I think we can totally get +8. When we get our imp, we'll just chuck it out in front and have it tank. We're gonna play on the top floor. This guy's gonna add garbage to our deck, though. So be it. Like, we need to scale damage before we can kill these units. The Pyre is more important than, you know, -1 energy, -1 card every turn. That's not that big of a deal. Not the ideal unit for the front as well. I think what we will do, though, is play the Ember Forge, hold on to this Prismal Dust, and the next turn we're gonna be able to get more value out of it. We have a ton of energy. So, energy, Ranged and Brute. I will purge this, and then I will Prismal Dust for 6 damage shield. And we do want it on the tank. Yeah, we do. We'll Prismal Dust you. Or, I mean, I can just Immortal Trade you later. How much damage are you taking? 30, 40, 50 damage? We're bound to get the Imp at some point. But you scale, so it's not gonna matter. When we get the Imp, we're gonna get the Rage every turn. We're not gonna be able to play the Imp next turn, but no matter where we play the Imp, it's probably gonna die. Do we have an Immortal Trade in the draw pile? Yes. Keep you alive, that'd be funny. I mean, honestly, maybe we should. You can die. Let's just make sure that we live, you know? It's probably not the ideal target for that damage shield, but who cares? Our deck looks like garbage, but we should be fine. Now you might make it up to hit the pyre. I don't think I can kill you. We need more rage, which we can't get because the fledgling imp cannot fit. So let me think, how much damage do we have? The imp is gonna take 2 turns to die, which is really unfortunate. You know what? This is probably enough damage to kill that unit in the back. 103, 48, 48, so 50-50. Yeah, this is enough. So now you're not gonna hit the pyre. Goodbye Gem Trove, we have to play the imp. You might as well play him in front and keep this guy alive, giving us energy every turn. That's more energy. Might be able to kill you at some point. We're not scaling as much as we want, but I'm trying to think. I think on previous encounters we had the Deranged Brute multi-strike eating the champion a couple of times, and that's why it had way more damage. We don't have that happening here. Kill you, you're taking 300 damage dying, and then you're dying. We want to do it like this. Can I just say, though, this fight has not gone badly at all. We've been drawing very slowly, and we drew a little bit non-ideally, especially with this imp, but we're getting the job done. Still don't have the Shroud Spike as well, but that should show up next turn. So you play you play you. Now you're tanking, keeping the damage shield alive, giving us some rage. Do you want to dupe the rage? I think you can, so I think we should. I don't think it's gonna matter. I think that we have enough damage output that for the boss, we can do no wrong. By the way, still did not get our Shroud Spike. But now we have the Shroud Spike and we have the energy to spend on it. Shroud Spike and Magma Morsel. Now we did shuffle, unfortunately. Now before we play the imp, oh, but we can't do what we wanted. We're gonna Shroud Spike the imp. You know what? Here's what we can do. Play the imp down here to die, and then we can replay it up here. Because I would like to Shroud Spike this guy freaking 10 times. It's probably not gonna matter. I mean, we have 500 damage per turn already, but just to be funny about it, I want you in the future, dupe you. It's worth more than a Shroud Spike. Then we'll Shroud Spike. You really want to Shroud Spike HP. Or not stats, but status effects. Lifesteal. I guess we could do that. Just don't play anything else. Consume this. What's our damage looking like? Enough. It looks like enough. I don't know, give you some lifesteal. That one imp is giving us so much value on the Rage. And we might even guild the Emberforge card. Disposable's gonna be happy. Forever Consumed, Crucible Extension. A damage card seems quite nice, but I think it thickens up the deck a little too much. You know, when enemies start having damage shield, we're not gonna be able to kill them, and we're basically focused on gorging and the imp. So you know what? I think that's a skip. Ascend and Daze, I think that's also a skip. We have another Rage enabler, but I don't think it's good enough. All right, well, this will be interesting. I do think we need another unit. Capacity is gonna be jank, but we'll do it anyways. We don't need a double large stone on the fledgling imp, even if we could afford it. Second unit gain 3 energy. That's gonna happen frequently. Spell chain. That's what I was hoping for. Spell chain on... We can't put it on the... I already upgraded it. I'm a fool, but it's actually still a good card. We could spell chain Last Stand. Probably don't want Shroud Mitosis. We could spell chain the Crucible extension. We need more pack shards anyway, so I'm happy taking those. What do we not want to see? Torch. Torch. We're not gonna buy anything here, so really it's just card removal and relics. The Daze melee weakness on turn 1, I don't think it's that important. Because on Seraph the Patient, we're gonna play on the top floor, which means that we have time to build stats before the enemies attack us. We're gonna get at least 2 gorges from our champion. For the for the Divinity fight, we'll probably play on the middle floor. Could play on the bottom. The Daze could be nice, but I think we'll play on the middle floor, and if units make it through, they make it through. They don't tend to do that much damage. If there's rage units, they will decay by the time they get up to the second floor anyways. It's fine, but I do think about re-rolling and then maybe just purging a couple of cards. For the duplicate, the rage, I don't think we need to duplicate Last Stand, and if we spell chain it, it's too expensive anyways, so... Did I say duplicate? I don't think we spell chain the Last Stand. When it duplicates, when we get a copy, it'll cost 4 energy. It's too much. We could get another tanky deranged brute, but I think the multi-strike one's a little bit better. Intrinsic. I do like the intrinsic Crucible extension just to have more capacity. And then spell chain. It's too much energy on turn 1. We don't need that many Shroud Mitoses. Really, Shroud Spike is what we would have wanted. So in hindsight, it would have mattered to take spells, get an extra upgrade slot. I should have taken that, I think. And, you know, there is no think about it. I really should have just taken it. Gorge abilities trigger an additional time. We have 0 Gorge abilities. That's not good enough. It's Gorge, not Eaten abilities. So that's a bit of a waste. We will take an intrinsic Crucible extension. We have to take the other one, unless we want to meld, but I am gonna dupe our unit. We need 10 more packed shards, so let's spell chain something. Spell chain! I guess adding another one of these to the deck that could shuffle is fine, but Crucible extension... I mean, this is pretty bad, but we have to do something. I guess, you know what we could do? We could just sack the Emberforge and put it inside of the Imp. No, we want to guild the card. We could sack the Train Steward and put it inside of the Imp. That's one tanky Imp. So you know what? Just to get us over 100, I'll do it to get rid of the train steward. We're at 115. And with 600 gold and bad relics, let's remove, and we'll remove a torch. I'll remove a, we probably want to keep those. Remove a, remove the fortify. It's a pretty bad card when it shows up. 5 armor is almost meaningless. So we have a 24 card deck. It's not bad, not bad. 115 pack shards. We literally have no reason not to do this, so. There are situations where that unit lives for a couple of turns. In particular, if we get the imp before our champion is dead, we want to play the imp on like the middle floor in front of that guy, at least for a little while. And we drew a lot of our units on turn 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I cannot play a morsel. That's fine. Oh, I can play a morsel. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can. We're gonna take a lot of damage though, but I think we do it like this. We're gonna take a lot of damage. That's fine, I think. So you go up front. You're living. I mean, these have to be played even if we buff the boss. That sucked, but you're still living, and with an immortal trade, you do heal up to full. That is definitely worth it. So we want you. This is actually like a not bad turn. It's actually really a not bad turn. I want you to attack me though. We cannot plink up here. Why? Because if the boss moves up here, we have 36 HP and 2 melee weakness, we're dead. We want to purge the melee weakness and then heal to full. That's what we want. You can be played. You're gonna stay alive because we're gonna plink here. We can get more energy. We should gem trove. You having yet another turn of lifesteal is pretty good. And then we'll get even more energy. Now, we should not play morsels because they're just gonna die. I don't think we should plink down here, so I'm not going to. It's tempting. Did that work? Was that guy stunned or something? We still have melee weakness. I'm guessing we didn't lose the melee weakness off of the, why do you have Ember? What happened? Why do you have Ember Drain? Oh, right, because I gave you a Immortal Trade. But I'm thinking about this like, I thought if you had 1 damage shield, you would still lose the melee weakness. I might be wrong about that. Next turn, by the way, we're gonna get the Fledgling Imp. So we have a tank. This turn, what do we need? Well, ideally, a better morsel. That's fine. I was gonna say we would love some sort of health morsel, which we're not gonna get. You have to die. You, I don't care about. 1 damage, I don't care about. We'll play the Magma Morsel. We'll spike it. Shroud spike it. We got a lot of damage up here. The multi-strike units behind are not that strong until we get the Rage. So you're dead, which sucks, but we did get the Imp, which we need. The Imp will almost certainly die, but, well, you might want to look for a better morsel. Yeah, like a damage shield morsel is pretty good. We don't need lifesteal, we need damage shield, so can we play you? Yes. Damage shield, morsel. You're still dying? I guess our brute is getting hit by divinity, and so they're getting crushed. But if we play a damage shield, we can probably keep him alive. I mean, certainly we can keep him alive. I just hope he loses the melee weakness. I don't know if he's going to. Play you 3. Doing some damage to the boss, which is nice. That kind of sucks. No, we still have the melee. We lost one melee weakness? I don't know. Because we were at 2 melee weakness, now we're at 2 melee weakness. I don't quite understand it. But we have 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we still want to play the imp up front. But I am getting a little scared about this. I would love to lose the melee weakness, but again, I don't, like, I thought that damage shield would still cause us to lose the melee weakness, but I think what we're gonna do is actually just, this, you're living, which is honestly a little scary. Because you have 7 HP and you have to tank. So 1 hit, you live, 1 hit, you die, 15 damage, damage shield, 43 damage, damage shield. I think we're okay. We have to very carefully decide what we're doing on this turn, though, because spells will and can't. Doing a lot of damage. We're doing 600 damage to you on this turn. We'll probably be okay. You know what I think we do? I think we dupe these morsels right here to keep damage shields alive, and then I don't think we need the Crucible extension at all, because I don't really want to. We can't, so we'll play it here. I mean, even just using the morsel as a damage shield is pretty strong. Okay, this guy has 3 melee weakness. What I really need is a morsel that has damage shield. It's not what I wanted. At this point, if we play a gem trove, we might get it, but I'd rather just dupe the rage. So we will play an energy morsel. Play a lifesteal morsel, but the imp's not gonna live that long. Actually, you know what we could do? Energy morsel and then dupe it. Although, 44? You know what? Lifesteal might be more important, because if we can get over 160 HP, we might be able to survive. It's more damage as well, but the energy is a little bit more interesting right now. So let's feed on the energy morsel. And we have 10 energy. Toss out the imp. Give it a damage shield. Give everyone a damage shield. And then you know what? Let's buff that imp. Buff that imp! I think we're fine. We did get our Shroud Spike again, and we can Shroud Spike the imp. 40. So you're gonna have, you currently have 70. You're gonna have 30 next turn, so you will die and be replayed. So this is interesting. I think I just put damage shields in front of you, and then Shroud Spike the crap out of you. Let's try this. We did get another energy morsel. I could give myself infinity energy on this turn, but I'd rather just give you infinity HP, I think. Although if we give you energy, I can just dupe the Antumbra morsel. So you know what? Does it really matter, though? I don't think it really matters, but this is the funny way of doing it. So now we can play that, and then give you some energy or HP, and then dupe the HP, and I think you're gonna live to Seraph, which is probably not great, but whatever. 500. I mean, we're doing 3,000 damage per turn. Literally, the imp just needs to survive 1 hit, which I think it's going to do, especially if I kill you. And then give. You know, if we play damage shield, give you a damage shield, you live. Then we can give you a damage shield. And here I was concerned. I was thinking, oh, how am I gonna survive Seraph the Patient? He does so much damage. Yeah, well, you know, every unit that I possess having an infinity number of damage shields seems pretty decent, actually. There you go, now you live. By the way, I have another damage shield. By the way, I have 4 damage shields. Should have played the other morsel, but... It's kind of hilarious to me how much of this build revolves completely around that imp. Without that rage bonus, we're screwed. With that rage bonus, we live. So there, it is rage enemies. I mean, we know exactly how we're playing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can play everything. Tank, unit behind, champion, morsel, shroud spike. I think that went pretty well. We gotta do a lot of damage on these units moving up. That's the only thing. So giving you 10 damage shield seems very strong, and if these units live, I kind of don't care. But we should also try to kill some of them. Although it is gonna buff you guys, but I still think we do it. I think that went pretty well. I really wish we could eat these morsels, but really I just need to play the Prismal Dust, so... we'll play a Deranged Brute, and then give you 8 damage shield. I suppose we will just dump the morsels because you sweep. For a second I thought I Ember Drain myself, but no, you die. So you're gonna make it to hit the pyre once, I do not care. You get the Shroud Spike, so we have a ton of energy this turn, which is completely unnecessary, but whatever. It's probably worth doing it for the stats. These units are making it up, by the way. Kind of hate it. But, you know, oh, I can't even put you down there. Well, you know, I can get a whole bunch of energy from the Ember Forge, I suppose. You might even be able to kill this guy, let's see. Well, let's do it like this. I think you're gonna be 1 off. 3 off. Close enough. You're healing for 3. You're living next turn. I think this is a good immortal trade. Just to keep that unit going for a little while longer. Looks like our pyre is gonna be taking some hits on the way up. I mean, we're building a little slowly because we didn't draw ideally, but now that we've got the imp out, the damage is gonna scale. And now that we have imp and last stand, I think we're wiping the floor, but you never know. You gotta hope, really. Really, there's only one play, and basically this is it. All right, the floor is being wiped. You're healing for 20, you're gonna hit the pyre 3 times, and then we're gonna take 5, so we're gonna take 21, 26 damage. No reason to play the packed morsels, no reason to really play the plank. Unless it hits the front unit twice. Well, whatever. You know what? Now you're only gonna hit the pyre twice. Actually, you would have only had 78 HP, I think. Nope, you would have had 88, I think. Math was wrong. Doesn't matter. I have to wait for Crucible Extension to play a morsel on the floor, but that's fine. The imp is more important for the rage. And now that we have the imp, we've played the imp twice, and already we're at a point where nothing's gonna make it through. Actually, they're gonna make it through and hit the pyre for 50. I can probably horn break one of them. So admittedly, that's a little scary. Any morsels will die, so, I mean, let's do this. If the imp is living, it is tempting to immortal trade it, but we want the imp to die anyways. Although we're gonna take a buttload of damage. Let me run some math here. You're taking 31, you'll have about 30. You'll have exactly 30. So you'll tank die, and we'll take 50 on the Deranged Brute. I actually think what we want to do is immortal trade the Brute, so he doesn't take that 50 damage. Otherwise, we have to wait for this to come back around to heal him again. Costs us 1 energy, but we have a Shroud Spike. You know what? Maybe we don't. Oh, but I can't even play the Shroud Spike if it shows up next turn. So we do. But playing that Immortal Trade means that now that he's taking 50 damage on this turn, he'll just heal it. And then we do get a chance to kill. Failed. We're taking damage ourselves, but I don't care about score. I'm just trying to live. Turned out our champion was pretty much unnecessary. Which, I suppose, now that I think about it, makes a lot of sense. You know, 40 times 3, it's 120 damage. We're getting more than that off of the Rage. We're getting 132 damage off of the Rage that we played like twice. So I can see how damage Primordium, good early. You need that damage early to punch through enemies and to kill things quickly before, you know, the bosses kill your very weak units that are non-upgraded. But at some point, there's a tipping point in the run where you get stronger from the other cards in the deck than from your champion. And we hit that tipping point when we added the Fledgling Imp with Endless, I think. Because at that point, we can play it multiple times. We're gonna scale faster than the 120 damage from the champion. And it's gonna apply to all 3 units instead of just 1 unit. So, yeah, that makes sense. I still like this champion though, but I can see now how that does change things a little bit. All of that being said, let's crank on the Shroud Spike. Although, it's just gonna apply to the Imp. You know? What if we just do this? You're taking 60? What? That's a lot of damage. I guess you're getting hit for 40 and then you're spiking yourself as well. Maybe we'll have this morsel tank one of those hits. You have 61. How much damage? I can't see your numbers. What do you, your harvest, you do, can't, what do you, UI gets so cluttered. I think you do 16 times 2, so you're doing 32. And then 14, so 40, 46. So an Inflame doesn't keep you alive. It doesn't keep you alive either. Force feeding doesn't matter. I guess we'll just give you the Rage and Armor. We're gonna try to heal you with another card later. Pyra's gonna be taking some hits from these units, but whatever. Energy Morsel. But we don't have the Force Feeder, unfortunately. That's fine, that's fine. You do want you do want the Lifesteal. I think we will Imp. I think at this point we probably just want to dupe the Imp. That gives me one turn of not having to worry about resummoning him. He's gonna tank a couple of more hits on this turn. Hey, they're garbage. Garbage manarbage. It's not gonna kill him. So we'll force feed. We're only taking 5 damage. That didn't change anything. Oh, by the way, the boss is dead, doesn't matter. We win, we're gods. All right, well, we accomplished one thing on this run. Well, I accomplished 2 things. 1 was another mastery card, and 2, I did a recording warm-up with some monster train. And I feel good because it was a win instead of a, like, multiple second ring loss. All right, ding! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards left to master. Give me that run summary. Good run. Really, it was just the Deranged Brutes. There's a reason why I took these instead of the Strike Gain, because we could scale very quickly with rage. And we got one rage card in the entire deck. It was an imp. But the imp got the job done. Mistakes, however, were made on this run. We should have large stoned one of the deranged brutes, and then with the small stone, we would have made him 1 pip capacity. He would have had an extra plus 40 HP and an extra plus 15 base damage. And, well, really, I mean, that was pretty much it. We should have done that. Would have had a better unit, a stronger unit. Maybe killed 1 or 2 units before they made it up to the next floor. We did take so much damage on the final fight, 79. But otherwise, 5, 2 damage. That was not bad at all. Most of it was just from the cards from the abandoned stave. But I wanted that extra energy, even at the cost of 2 vengeful shards. Cool run, good run. I don't know how I feel about Primordium now, because now that I've taken the time to really think about it over the course of the run, yeah, like the imp, a reusable imp on a floor with 3 multi-strike units who hit for 8 total times, that's worth way more than the Primordium bonus that we're getting. Primordium has a lot of burst potential, but it's a 2 pip unit. Maybe I should play around with the status effect transfer. Like one level of that, and then buffet 8, and then, if we had a thin imp as opposed to this thick boy imp, we could stack rage, which will then apply to another unit, but it only applies to 1 unit, the unit in the front, and if it was the imp, then the imp would just get more rage himself, but then this unit would probably die more frequently. I don't know. I think this is more mindless and easier. The status effect transfer requires a lot more care and consideration, and it's easier to screw up your deck. I've had runs in the past where I'm playing as Melting Remnant, and I put Quick on my draft, and as a result, the enemy's not attacking into me, killing my champion. I can't keep respawning Little Fade to keep buffing my units. I'm strong enough to take care of the waves, but then by the time the boss comes out, everything is dead of mine because they've all burned out, and we're not at that level of damage that we can actually kill the boss. It's easy to screw up your deck. I think with the status effect Primordium, it's easier to screw up your deck because you need to plan around the status effects and know exactly when to play cards and when to hold them. That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, blah, blah, end the video already. For those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, check me out on Twitch for when I go live, support the channel, any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Monster Train, or anything else that I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of games lately, go check them out.